Knicks fans, welcome to another episode of Delusional Knicks Fan Network, where we bring you that Knicks content that you need. So apparently the Knicks had way too much stuffing, and we could not get the W in overtime against the Portland Trailblazers, who didn't have Dame Dollar, who was out with an injury. And I was hoping to utilize this term again. A win is a win without a certain superstar or player on the opposing team. But not tonight. The overtime thriller, which was a good game, despite the back and forth, the nonsense plays. But it was an okay game to watch. It was stressful. I thought Jalen Brunson was going to close the game out on the floaters that he's pretty much 50% from, but 50% is you would make one, you would miss one. That is 50%. Uh, Another thing is we just can't defend to save our lives. We literally gave up 82 points to Grant and Simmons. Well, mind you, Grant is a solid player. I would actually love to have Grant on a player. He's a guy whose overall game is word defense in the beginning, hustle plays, jump shots, but perimeter jump shots, he's actually in the top in 3 point percentage. So it's what was the game plan? Like, what was the game plan? What was the defensive game plan? I love Tibbs, and I appreciate Tibbs, and I'm not trying to throw the fork out and be like he gotta go. At the end of the season, yes, not during the season, but at the end of the season. But what was the game plan? You had Julius Randle on him, you had R.J. Barrett on him, and he just torched him for 44. And a lot of it was petty fouls, them getting to the free throw. Um, but let me gradually get on. So pretty much the first half of the game, it was promising for me. The Knicks played some good defense, wasn't great, but they played some good defense. As you can see on this play, Deuce, Grimes, Quick, all on the perimeter, moving, slighting hand, putting their hands out. That's phenomenal defense. If we have players like that can play throughout the game with that effort, we're fine. Like, we will win the games. I'm speaking from my point of view of playing basketball and my knowledge of basketball, and I've stated this on the show before plenty of times, how there could be a group of guys that have better players, way better players than my team, but we have a team of guys that can shoot, defend, not necessarily one-on-one individuals to try to break you down as these other superstars on the other team. But we share the ball, we hustle on defense, and we're gonna knock down these occasional shots. And then you look at the score, we're up and we're winning. Why? Because the ball moves faster than the defense. So if you move in that ball, certain possessions, just like, Brunson, you move the ball, you're going to beat the defenders. Now, if the ball is stagnant and it's stiff and it's staying still, you have a better chance of beating that. And my Knicks, our offense sometimes gets stagnant, it stays still, and you could easily defend that. While the opposing team, they have hustle players that are hustling, grabbing rebounds. This man had center type rebounds. Center type rebounds, 19. And we're talking about Josh Hart. Josh Hart is 6'4", ladies and gentlemen. He is 6'4". I believe there's been numerous games that he played against the Knicks and had double figures and rebounding. That's just pure hustle. That's just, I want the ball more than you do. Who on the Knicks, besides players that's not getting burned, as in Grimes, as in Deuce, who plays like that consistently? Even Quick sometimes will give you that effort and energy. Opie on the defensive end is still a little shaky because with his athleticism and your ability to jump like that, he should be getting a lot more blocks. And guys shouldn't be bullying him in the post and driving, and he's not using that athleticism to block. So I kind of question that. But Opie can when he wants to. And for me, defense, actually not even, it was our effort that lost us this game. There's no reason why 19 rebounds from Hart. There's no reason why. There's no reason why. There's none. But yes, we lose another game. We are currently 9-10. The standings, I believe that is 9th place, which is still over the Nets, which is kind of weird because they have two of the greatest players in Kyrie and KD. And they are pretty much 9-11, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But they're going to get it rolling eventually, and I think they make the playoffs. With my Knicks, we're pretty much a play-in type team, which I don't think I will be happy with, is because I want my team to either make the playoffs, as far as just being in the playoffs, then being in the play-in, and then trying to do that, and then eventually make it in. Either be in the playoffs or out the playoffs for me. Out the playoffs for us to have a better chance of getting a lottery, and then we do have Dallas pick as well, and Dallas are not playing good, so we potentially might have 2 first-round picks this year. So I would rather that and actually draft the talent. I am moving towards a fire sale, and my fire sale is we got to trade Julius. And if that's for Jay Crowder out in Phoenix, so be it. You get him, maybe a second-round pick, and another player, another wing player that's like 6'9" that they have. Sorry, Nara. So then we can build with Opie being in that starting 5. You hopefully shed some salary cap so we can kind of move forward with that. Another thing that's going to hurt, very controversial, is Barrett. We got to do something with Barrett. And the only reason why I say that is it's going to hurt. Because I was all for Barrett getting that money, but I was also for Barrett kind of getting traded for you know who. We ain't going to talk about it because I felt like we don't talk about that all summer. So I'm all for trading Barrett. It has to happen. And the reason why I say that is what is Barrett's ceiling, right, guys? Barrett cannot break down a player. He's literally not a superstar. He's not the second best player on a championship team. RJ Barrett could be the third best player on the championship team. The third. But as Knicks fans, we see RJ Barrett as the second best player on this team. On this team. So when you get treated as that, it gets to your head. You take all these shots, you kind of get out of your game, out of your element. And I like Barrett. But if we are able to get a player, let's just say a Karis LeVert, or, a player that can, Zach LaVine is something that's been coming out there. I mean, I doubt. I truly doubt Chicago would want RJ Barrett. But if they do, hey, take him. We switch. And why I say that is you have a player who can get to the rack, who can shoot with either hands. being versatile, it's very key. We clearly saw what Jeremy Grant and Simmons did. A lot of their buckets were attacking perimeter jump shots. Like, the jump shot is very important. You know, Barrett is not a jump shooter. Like, people keep saying, yeah, shooters is going to shoot. He's not a shooter. Barrett is a slasher. That's his game. He's not a shooter. We clearly need a shooter for someone who's going to be your two guard or a small forward. You need shooting. In today's NBA, you need shooting. And these guys are key reasons. Grant, jump shots. Man went to the free throw line. How many times? Let me see how many times this man went to the free throw line. Jeremy Grant, 28 times. He was 21 out of 28. You're shooting. Shooting is key. And I'm saying, as long as we have Barrett, as long as we have Julius Randle, the shooting aspect, our offense will never thrive. Will never thrive. I sit here and I question the Julius Randle, that we had that one season. It's remotely impossible for you to be that hot for that full year. Then you come back. You can't shoot a lick. For literally, it's about to be for 2 seasons now. What happened? Now, I say that Steph Curry sold his soul in order for him to have a jump shot like that, because I'm a jump shooter. I'm a shooter. I understand shooting. And reason why people give Curry his flowers, because he is beyond shooting. This man is legit another planet. When you're a shooter, you understand. I've been in zones where it's dropping. Everything I throw up is dropping. But Curry's on a different plateau. Different plateau. And you appreciate that. In order for the Knicks to thrive, we have to go. Like you said, you want to put Grimes as untouchable, then Grimes need to start. You know, he has to start. And it's the crazy thing about it is the only key pieces that I do see us having. Number one is Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is that man. That's hands down. We have one piece. We have one solid piece, Jalen Brunson. So our point guard is taken care of. Right? Quickley cannot go. Quickley is legit our point guard and shooting guard. So no trade for Quickley at all. He needs to be a Knick. Then I say Obi Toppin needs to be a Knick. These guys need to get money. Cam, Reddish need to be a Knick. Needs to be a Knick. I say that again because I know a lot of people now is questioning what needs to stay a Knick. Mitchell Robinson needs to stay a Knick. Unless we're doing that Anthony Davis trade, then you have to give up him. Which I'm all for a AD trade. Even though he's street clothes, I'm all for AD trade. Because I don't even think he has that many years left on his contract. But depends on who we move for that. So that's a conversation for another day. So Brunson is the number one piece. Then Quickley for me is the number 2 piece. Then it's Opie. Then it's Mitch. Then Cam. These players need to be on the Knicks. As well as Deuce and Sims. And I like Hartenstein. And I say Grimes as well. But like I said, if you got to get rid of Grimes to get Zach LaVine and RJ got to be gone, welcome to the Knicks, Zach. And the reason why I say that with Grimes, look at Grimes. Grimes had. Let me see. Let's pull up the stats real quick. Let me pull up the stats. Grimes had 29 minutes. He was 3 for 6, 1 for 4. That's fine because it's rhythm for him. 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Obviously, 5 personal fouls. That's crazy. But the 5 assists, ball is moving when Grimes is in the game. That's one of the aspects that I like about Grimes is when he attacks, he's finding the center, so he's getting Mitch involved. Or he does that secondary pass. Look at that secondary pass, post, quick move, didn't wait. We got easy buckets. That helps the offense flow when you move the ball. He could have took the shot, but I'm like, no, it's a better shot right here. That's IQ. You know, that's smart. You actually need that in the NBA, believe it or not, guys. You can have all the talent in the world, which Mitch got all the talent in the world. Gotta have the smarts to go with it. Know when to hedge on a high pick and roll. Know when to drop back. Like, are these guys doing homework on certain players? You know, going under the screen on certain things, going over. Like, where's the scouting report, guys? You know, where's the scouting report? It's, like I said, dealing with my Knicks. It's a tough situation dealing with my Knicks. You know, because we have certain bright spots, but we don't know the direction that the team is going. You know, with the management. Leon Rose has been quiet. And I understand the media now. I truly do. Before I was just like, nah, let him be quiet. We're trying to figure it out. But as a fan now, and as someone who covers the Knicks and I have questions, we're not getting the answers. We are not. You know, but look at Grimes, man. Grimes bring you that hustle. Grimes could be a heart if he wants to, as far as on the effort end. I just think if he gets more minutes, that jump shot of flow, because the big three is taking the bulk of the shots. Barrett, 22 field goals. Julius, 19 field goals. Brunson, 22. Quickley, 17. It's a lot. It's a lot of shots. And I see why they want to speed up the game, because you speed up the games, you get more attempts, obviously. And with all these guys getting all these attempts, yeah, I guess it makes sense for them to speed up the game. Which I don't agree. I want them to slow the game down. We slow the game down, I think we could put more effort into the defense, because we're running up and down. We're going to get tired. And then you're going to get those lackluster defensive plays that we get a lot from Julius Randle. We get a lot. We get a lot. The thing I like about Jules this year is, yes, he's not forcing the issue with certain shots, but he still takes shots that are not smart. It was one time where he hit the 3 to tie it. We're good. He literally, waved off the play to shoot another 3. It's like, Jules, you had a bad game from 3. You got a bad year from 3. If you wanted to do that, post them up, get to your spot. A lot of these guys that are killing us, they get to their spots. Jalen Brunson is the only Knicks player that we have a spot. Like, I got to move. I'm going to give you my move, and I'm going to get to my spot. Jalen Brunson is, 6'1". He posted up Justice Winslow to give us that bucket. He posted him up. Winslow's 6'5", 6'6", 6'7"? I know I kept going up, but he's somewhere up there. Jalen Brunson has game that can get to his spot. We do not have players on the Knicks that can do that. I believe Cam could be that person. You give him the ball and let him work, he could get to a spot. But he has to develop a spot. I don't know what spot he has. Zach LaVine is a player that can get to a spot. Donovan Mitchell, a player that can get to his spot. DeMar DeRozan is a player that can 100% get to his spot. You practice your spot. Barrett don't have a perimeter game. And yes, we're talking about their games like this, and it's not to, downplay these guys. This is stating the obvious so that they could work on it for them to get better. Like I said, and I'm judging because I've been in a situation. Not to compare to NBA players, but I'm comparing to my passion and love for the game. I worked on a craft to where I had spots that I know 100%, bro. This is a bucket. This is a bucket. And a lot of that was the perimeter. Out on the wing, bro, I saw Melo, my favorite player. I've stated that before. I worked on Melo's triple threat game to perfection. To perfection, guys. My triple threat is top notch, which is why I said I can give an NBA player a bucket because of what I worked on, not what he can do. It's because of what I worked on in the triple threat. Not to say I'm going to win, but I could give an NBA player a bucket because of what my ability to put the ball in the basket. Like RJ's game and Julius' game, I see what Stephen A. Smith is saying when he's like, they can't go to the right. They can't finish with the right. They have one hand. Sometimes it seems like that. Yes, Julius can give you a bucket going there. But you could tell with RJ, when RJ is on the right side of the court, and he's driving, bumping off, he doesn't finish with his right hand. And that's the easiest way. If you bodying off, you going up. He's going to try to go up under it, get hit and fouled. We get a no call. He's looking at the ref. Now it's a 4-on-5, and they score. I can't. It's just we're going to have to do something with this roster. That's the overall thing. We have to do something with the roster. So I'm blaming everything going forward is on management. I'm not blaming the team. I'm not blaming Tibbs. Everything going forward is on management. Because the roster they put forth here and gave the money to, it's not working. It's not working. The key thing that we did was signing Brunson, and for the money, is solid. We gave Mitch $17 million, and then it decreases every year. That's solid. You draft McBride, you draft Grimes, you draft Sims, you trade to get Cam. These are good things. But the RJ Barrett signing, we all question. Because it was a situation where you guys was willing to trade. The trade didn't happen, and you gave him the bag. Now, we could still trade him after the deadline. I believe it's December 15th deadline. But why go through all of that now? We could have literally dealt with that in the offseason. At the end of the year to try to give him an extension or not to see how he plays this year. So I don't know. It's like I said, this is all on the upper management. We got to figure out what's up. We got to. I know I wasted a lot of time kind of talk about that, but it's pointless to kind of look at these stats really. 19, 23, 12, 32. 7, 4, 18. Quick was good. I was happy with Quick production. Hartenstein production, guys. But it's like, what's going on with Hartenstein now? Like, what's really going on? To the point where we got Sims playing better. It's crazy. It's crazy. We're in uncharted territory with my Knicks right now. You know, and like I said, all year is gonna be we win 3, we lose 4. It's gonna be a lot of back and forth this year. It's a lot. But I'm here for it. I'm gonna still shine through, and hopefully we figure out something. But we do have a crazy week coming up. We have the Grizzlies, we have Detroit, we have Milwaukee, the Mavericks, and Cavs. Yep, starting Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we got a back-to-back. We actually have 2 back-to-backs. That Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Saturday and Sunday. Let's see how we do, Knicks. Hopefully we could get Cam back. And then with Cam coming back, what is Coach gonna do as far as having Cam and Grimes? Because if it was up to me, you might have to sit RJ down to see what Grimes and Cam could do, give them an opportunity, but that's not gonna happen. That's not. Yep, we're in the middle of the pack, 9th place. At the end of the year, it's gonna be weird to see where the Knicks fall at, but we'll figure it out. Deuces. I'ma do it for the pesos. I fell in love with the